Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video we fire up our smoker to smoke our year's supply of copper river red salmon. We also pull out our huge pressure canner, the Alaska canner, aka the bomb, to preserve 160 jars of salmon, halibut, moose, and chicken. At the end of the video, Miranda harvests the honey from her honeybees. We hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all gonna get smoked, and a lot of it will get canned for us. If there's anything more than a year old, we will be canning that for the dogs. And then this is all of the fish that we caught yesterday. None of that will get smoked, I don't think. Maybe we'll smoke a few fillets, but for the most part, that's just gonna get put in the freezer so we can cook on the barbecue. So that was good. So here's part of what we're gonna be smoking and canning. We got older moose from 23. All of this salmon is our salmon from 24. It's in good shape. We're gonna thaw it all out, smoke it, and can it. Down here we got a whole bunch of chicken Miranda wants to can. Here in the freezer bags, we got all the bellies from last year. Normally we don't let stuff sit in the freezer in freezer bags because it gets freezer burn like some of these did. We were supposed to can them last year and we didn't get to it. So hopefully these are not all freezer burn. Those are probably going to get turned into dog food right there. But that's what we got going. As this stuff starts thawing out, we'll start packing it in jars. And when these fillets get thawed, we will get them in the brine so that we can smoke them tomorrow. This is all the meat that we spooned off the carcasses of the fish we caught yesterday. Right here on our, that was off 35 fish. So people that don't spoon their meat are throwing a lot back.
So we added a little olive oil to the jars for the halibut. This is what's left of our moose meat from 2023. We're gonna can it all up. For the canned moose, I added the Kinder's seasoning.
Well, we're finishing up for the night. Just getting stuff cleaned up. That's what we ended up with for us. That's not your guys's. This is all gonna end up dog food. This is all the freezer burnt and trimmings from the, when I pulled the skin off, we just threw the skin in there. There's halibut mixed in with it. There's some pork fat in some of them. Just getting the water hot here, and we're gonna wipe the oil out of this thing. I put vegetable oil in it to keep it from rusting, but then that gets all over the jars. So we're gonna get it warm, wipe it down, drain this water, and we'll add about 1 inch of water in the bottom and then start putting our food in there. Wanna have that? Okay, we got 45 cans in there. Now we're gonna get the gasket on this thing, which is just a rubber gasket that I made, and get her closed up. Okay, we got the lid buttoned down. It's gonna take at least an hour-ish to get everything warm. I got the valve just barely cracked open here. It's cracked open. Once it gets up to actual cooking temp, then we'll come out here and we will bring the pressure up to 11 pounds. I'll do that with the valve here. I will always have a little bit of steam coming out. So I'll just regulate the pressure with the valve, and I pretty much just run with the turkey cooker or with that burner wide open the whole time and regulate the pressure with the valve. And then as it gets near the end, you can start turning down the temperature. But it takes a lot of heat to get this thing up to temp. Sometimes I come out and I'll put a weed burner in there to help, but I spaced the jars out in there. I left big spaces between them, so hopefully it doesn't take as long. It's not all the way full. Right now it is 10:50, so we'll see how long it takes. And inside the shop, Mom and Miranda are getting a bunch of chicken in jars.
Okay, so in here I'm layering the salmon, and I've got 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of salt, and we're just layering them in there, skin side and meat side, and just gonna let it sit for about 4 hours, and then we'll smoke it. Just making sure there's enough sugar and salt under there so the meat side can absorb all of it. So these are the salmon bellies, and they're in the same brine, 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of salt, and they're gonna sit in there for the same 4 hours. Okay, so I'm cutting the salmon into strips for salmon candy, and cutting them into strips so that way, you know, the salmon pieces get brine all the way around them. And then we can, when they're done cooking or smoking in the smoker, we can put them in vacuum seal them in baggies, or we can can them. And while they're smoking, we will cover them with honey or maple syrup, and we'll just kind of baste it every hour, I think it is. And then it gets a nice glaze on top for the candy. That makes it candy.
Oh, that's all our salmon. That's all chicken. And Miranda and Mom are working on the brine for the salmon candy. Got all the bellies in there in the brine, and a bunch of fillets in the brine. Still got the rest of that chicken to get in jars.
So I've got some vinegar here, and I'm just gonna clean the lids off of these jars. I'm just gonna put some lids on the jars. And then we'll put some bands on.
Well, she's finally up to 11. We were stuck at like 9 or 10 for a long time. I think what was happening is the wind was blowing the heat out, so I threw these sheets of plywood up underneath there to hold the heat in, and we just started the 90-minute timer. It is 4 o'clock. I can't remember what I said. 11 o'clock is when I started these. So yeah, it's been going for 5 hours. Next time I'll pay more attention. We'll put
So here's the salmon fillets, the salmon bellies, and these were the salmon candy. So these just got out of the fridge, and this is what it looks like without rinsing anything off yet. Lots of juice in there. And then this is what they look like after they get rinsed off in cold water. So here's the salmon bellies and the salmon candy. And I sprayed the racks with some oil before I put the fish on top. So now I just have to rinse off the salmon fillets, and I'll lay them out, and then we'll put the fan on them for about 2 hours, and then they'll be ready to go in the smoker.
Okay, well, it's been an hour and a half. I'm gonna shut the propane off, and we're just gonna let it sit here and come down to block that in and just let her depressurize on its own as it cools off.
Okay, so here's all the salmon fillets, all rinsed and being dried by the fans. Got to do this for 2 hours.
Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll get the smoker. Are we doing the smoker tonight? No, I guess, never mind. We're doing the smoker tonight. You got it going?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess we're gonna smoke some salmon for a few hours here. it's midnight. We just come out here and it's cooking, but it's cooking slow, so we're going to just let it go all night. I took this all the way off the top here, so hopefully it doesn't get too hot in there. But we're gonna let it go through the night, try to get up early in the morning and get out here. Actually, Miranda's gonna get up at like 5, right? Anyways, we're gonna get out here. Hopefully it's not overcooked.
Ooh, the bees.
Miranda's gonna get all this in jars. The salmon candy, that'll get vacuum packed. Little ones down there. Once they're in jars, we'll get it all loaded in the canner. The biceps on her.
Okay, so I got all of the fillets packed in these jars. These little jars have the salmon bellies in them, and then these were the fillets. And then next I'll be vacuum sealing all the salmon candy. And then we'll vacuum seal these fillets since they're nice. We'll leave them whole. And there we go. We're all done. Get them in the canner soon. So I am vacuum sealing all of the salmon candy into these bags. This is how it's turning out. And then these are some of the fillets, smoked fillets that we're keeping whole. And here's a look at what the salmon candy looks like. And then I'll put these in a bag and we will vacuum seal them. Okay, and we got 17 bags of the salmon candy. And we're gonna go put these in the freezer right now.
Well, we're gonna get this thing loaded up again. We got a big batch of chicken there, and in there, that's full of salmon. And then this is all the smoked salmon, and we sure do got a lot of bees flying around right now. So we're gonna get this thing loaded up and start getting stuff cleaned up here. Well, we got 34 jars in the bottom there of chicken. Now we're going to, so we have 19 quarts in this row, and what did I just go? And 11 half quarts, or pints, whatever they are. And we got 29 half quarts in there. Now,
Yeah.
and we have 21 half pints on the top. So we're gonna get it closed up and get the heat going here.
Almost done. All right, we're all done taking all the jars out. This is what we have. We haven't counted all of them yet.
But we're getting geared up. I put some clothes on here. Miranda's got her suit on. We're gonna go deal with her honeybees. Today's the first day I've been stung by a bee in a long time. The yellow jackets are real bad bad since we did all the canning. But hopefully I don't get bit again, because that hurt. Hopefully you better go, boy. You better go. What are we doing? Oakley.
Okay, look at all that honey. Look at all that.
Wow.
Heck yeah. Super calm right now. Oh my gosh. Look at all the honey. Look at all the comb. And it's all covered. Look at it all. Oh my gosh. These are going to be heavy.
Well, do you want to move that?
Look how. Look at that.
You take it.
I'm waking them up. Hear how loud they are?
Well, I walked over there and tried to help Miranda, and I got bit right there, and it happened fast. I saw it coming. Come on, Oakley, let's get away from these guys. Hopefully that don't swell up bad. Ow. Dude, that thing was fast. I saw it come out, it flew out of there and just immediately bit me. There's a lot of bees on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take the comb.
Yeah, we got the frames away from the hive, and she's gonna wipe all the bees off one more time, put them in a new cooler, and then tomorrow we will run the frames through the honey extractor.
Okay, so now, since I have that all cleaned off, I gotta turn it around. This one's really heavy. And do the other side. and then it will be ready to be put in the honey extractor. Okay, so here's the next 4 frames, and the honeycomb on the top is all taken off, and there's the honey. Super heavy frames, and they're in here. And I'll close this up. And we'll turn it on low for a couple minutes, and then, well, here, I'll show you where the honey's at the bottom. It's just about touching the middle rod right here. And then when we're done, I'll show you how much honey we got off of these 4 frames. So we'll let it spin for a little bit, and then I'll show you guys. Okay, so here's how much honey we got off of these 4 here. It's getting pretty high, so I'm going to drain off some of this honey into a bucket, and yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. So I have this honey bucket here, and I have this fine mesh sleeve that the honey's going to go through to clean out any impurities or anything like that. Any of the wax, because there is wax in this honey, and I'll strain all that off. So I'll just open that up and let it strain through. Okay. All right, here's a couple of the jars that I've gotten filled up, and I'm gonna probably fill up most of these too. So I'll show you when it's all done.